What's up, y'all? And yes, if you haven't figured it out by now, we are again going to be talking about Kelly Clarkson's decision to file for divorce from her husband, Brandon Blackstock. Because let's face it, this was shocking news. Maybe even had some fans upset about the situation. Plus, it just keeps building all over the media world. We have seen several media outlets talk to different sources and maybe get an explanation as to why Kelly Clarkson made this decision to file for divorce from her husband, Brandon Blackstock. But now, the new news coming out from another source. This source spoke to Us Weekly, and we have learned from that source that another third party may be feeling some anguish over this situation, and that person is Reba McEntire. And nobody wants to hear or see Reba upset. It's Reba McEntire, for God's sake. But anyways, we're going to get to what she said in just a moment about Kelly and Brandon's decision to go forth with the divorce. But first, just a quick recap on what other sources have said. If you remember, there was a source who spoke to Entertainment Tonight that said Kelly Clarkson felt as if divorce was really the only option there. And Us Weekly had another source that they interviewed besides the one that spilled the beans about Reba McEntire and how she felt about the situation. They talked about how Blake Shelton has been somebody that Kelly has been leaning on throughout this divorce process. And this is what they had to say about Blake Shelton. They said, Blake has been supportive and the friend she has needed as always. Blake and Kelly often joke they are siblings. Not really a surprise there when you think about it though, because obviously Kelly and Blake are both on The Voice. They have been coaches for quite some time on that show, and you can just see their interactions on stage and know that they probably are pretty tight off the stage as well. So, Blake being that lending hand to Kelly during this time is not much of a shock. But again, we're going to go over to what Reba McEntire apparently had said, according to a source to Us Weekly. And this is what Reba had to say about the divorce. The source explains that Kelly broke the news to Reba, and Reba's supportive of both Brandon and Kelly's decision to split, but she's anguished about it, and she's not one to judge. For any country music fan out there, it's not really a shock that Reba would be supportive for anybody through anything, but again, there is history there between Kelly and Reba. They have a very strong relationship. They're very good friends. Plus, at one time, Reba was married to Brandon's father, Narvel Blackstock, so there is a bit of family history there, I guess you could say, with all these parties involved. And again, anguish is a pretty strong word to be used by a source to describe how Reba may be feeling through all of this, but hopefully in the end, all of this will work out, and maybe sooner rather than later, we will hear something from either Brandon or Kelly for her reason for going to an LA court to file for divorce from her husband after almost 7 years. We will see how this is going to play out in the future, and hopefully both parties will be able to move on in positive directions. Guys, that will be it for today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Turn those notifications on for breaking updates on your favorite country artist and all the news coming right out of Music City. Y'all stay country.